Hey, good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the Mindy and Annie show, or the Annie and Mindy show, depending which side of the world you start on. This is Annie Callis from Melbourne, Australia, and
Mindy Stern from Tel Aviv, Israel, and good morning from my side of the world.
how are ya?
Yeah. Oh, wow. Busy, 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 like a busy bee. That's how I am, but good with all good things. How about you, Annie?
I'm good. I'm clearly a little bit more relaxed than you are. Just got back from 10 days in Adelaide, and yeah, it was a very interesting and amazing trip. I feel I come back a different woman yet
Mm.
again.
Wow,
Yet
wow, wow. Tell us about
again.
it.
Well, I was just gonna say, why don't you tell us about it? Because I feel like I'm always the one talking on
Ah!
our show, because like I have a million stories. So how about you start? Tell me what's going on. You said you're really busy. And I mean, we're only the 23rd of January.
Only
And
23rd of January.
things are amazing. Beginning of the year, and it's already starting off awesome. So why don't you share some? What's been
Wow,
going on?
wow, wow. I don't even know where to start. So many things are happening in my life and in my business and the things that we're doing that I'm just really busy with a lot of good things. For example, I'm teaching a new program called Awaken Your Financial Genius. You know about that. I'm studying under Robert Kiyosaki, and it's an amazing program. My first course that I'm teaching is in March. So I've been doing a lot of work to promote it, to train, to be in touch with people, to get them to come to the course that I'm starting in March. So I'm doing different things. I'm doing live events, I'm doing webinars. So yesterday was actually my first webinar for this program that I've ever done. So it's something new and exciting, and there was a lot of people in the webinar, and it worked out really, really well. There was a lot of energy, a lot of responses, replies. And so, when you do something new and it succeeds, I think it's a higher. It's an ascension. I had an ascension. So that is one really good thing. Another good thing that happened is that I had decided. I think I mentioned it here in this forum of the Annie and Mindy show that I was going to be focusing on four things this year because I usually do a lot. So I know what I'm trying to organize it. You and I were talking a little bit just before we started on organizing. So I'm,
Yeah.
I'm organizing. So I'm going to work on only four things, which turns out that four things is probably too much, but that's what I'm doing. So one of them is that I made a decision to become a professional investor this year. So a lot of my, I teach about money, and pretty much, and I believe in walk the talk. And now I'm teaching Kiyosaki's program. So, walk the talk. So all of my money is invested. I'm living that kind of lifestyle, financial freedom for years. I've been in this business for 10 years. You got to show some sort of results. But it was always like, instead of saving, I invested. That was where I was. But I made a decision that this year I was going to become a professional investor. And I made my first real estate investment yesterday in the United States. I bought a house purely for investment purposes. Yeah, so another ascension, another big, super big win for me yesterday. And those are just two of the lots of things that are going on for me that I'm very busy with. Besides, running my business and working with women leading into the future, those are the four important things that I've been focusing on this year, in addition to my family and whatever. So, oh my God.
Well, thank you for sharing. And I'm having an ascension just listening to you. I'm actually curious to ask you, how do you divide your time? Because
Oh,
these things I don't know if anybody understands, but I can just presume really the amount of work that is involved in this. I know what, studying with Robert Kiyosaki is like, and I was just crewing at one of his events, let alone be a participant, let alone be one of his students. So that I would say that that's like another 5,000 levels up. And I can just imagine the demand and accountability that's required in studying with him. I mean, but then he's at that level, you know what I mean? So I can just imagine the level of responsibility that you have in delivering what you need to learn and what you need to deliver. And can I just ask you, how many women are in this group?
I'm only one. We are 4 people in the entire world, which is really a big honor. It's I'm not learning from Kiyosaki himself. I'm learning one under Kiyosaki. There's a man that is our team, Barry Mitchell from South Africa, that he
Yeah.
has been working for the last 2 years like this with Kiyosaki to develop this program. And only people in the Blair Singer Training Academy, which is our tribe, can teach it. So I was chosen out of 4 people in the entire world right now to train this program. There are 3 men and 1 woman. Yeah.
Well done, Mindy. I think I heard around the grapevine somewhere, and I think when we spoke, but I just really wasn't 100% sure. Are you really the only one? So that is like, wowza.
Yeah.
I don't think there's even a word for this to know that you are the only woman. So congratulations, Mindy. I mean,
Thank
a
you.
huge round of applause, girl.
Thank you.
Ooh, wow.
It's,
That is
it is
fabulous.
a big deal, and it is a lot of work. And I think that's one of the things that I struggle with. I think all entrepreneurs struggle with the thing of managing their time. So in our minds, we know that we need to, and we need to have a well-balanced life, and family and career, and for ourselves, and health and sport, and I'm a coach, so I know that that's how you're supposed to live. But because I'm so excited about all the things that I'm doing, it's really difficult for me to not do something. My days, I can even show you. I'm going to show you now. This week is unusually, but not so unusually. And this is the week that has passed. This is what it looks like. Everything that you see marked off in color is a meeting. So I'm actually with somebody in a meeting and not really working, because work requires, a lot of time in the office, planning, strategy, preparing, learning, so it was a really, really crazy week. And a lot of my stuff is in the evening. So
yeah.
I have, I could call it difficulty, because it's not something I'm trying to do, but I should try to do it. I am in front of my computer most of the day. I'm in my office most of the day, because either, it's a digital world. I'm learning from my computer. I'm talking to my friends, because I'm in a global tribe, on my computer. I meet with my clients, because I work with my clients on the computer. When I'm looking for something fun to do, I'm investigating it on the computer. So I spend a lot of time in all aspects in front of the computer. And we had a discussion. Maybe this can be part of what we talk about today. My mom is living with us. My mom came to live with us, which is really a big blessing. So she, my mom hasn't worked in a job since I was maybe 6 years old, which was 40 something years ago. So she looks at me and the time that I spend in my office doing things. She says, "Oh my God, you work so hard." And I have this feeling. I don't like it when she says, "You work so hard," because I don't feel like it's hard work. I don't feel like it's difficult. I don't feel like it's something I'm putting a lot of effort into. That hard has a connotation for me as like I'm struggling, but I'm not struggling. I'm really busy. I work a lot, but I don't like to say that I work hard, and I don't like the impression that I work hard. So we had this huge debate this week. Huge. I think hours of discussion between she and I, and then she asked my kids what they think about using the word hard and what that connotation means. She thought it was very innocent, and I told her, from my point of view, it's a mindset. Just a mindset. I'm choosing not to use that word because I don't want to work hard, and I don't want it to be hard. I want my work to be effortlessly. I want it to be fun. I mean, I can think of a million adjectives that I prefer to use. It's interesting, it's challenging, that I prefer to use, that empower me, rather than use a word that, disempowers me. So what do you think about that language?
Interesting, because I used to think like that working hard is like really hard. But I actually think we do work hard. We work a lot and we work hard to get to a point. Because I think as we're building and like we will constantly be building, but our goals are getting bigger. So we work hard at them, but I think we're getting smarter. And we, by having, especially us, we have a good community and we collaborate a lot. And well, I've done this and I've done that and we did this and we did that. And this is how we do it. And you go, oh, that's a bit easier and this and that. So we're learning to work hard but easier. That's what I think. So for me, when somebody says I have to work harder, and I go, well, you don't need to work harder. You can still work hard, but what does harder mean? Longer, more? Why don't you look at what is it that you're doing, analyze it, and simplify it? Because when you simplify something, you can actually make the time shorter, but in that time, you work hard. You go in there, you do it, and then you get out. You know, and this, I think this is what one of the things that I learned this last 10 days. I went to Adelaide and hung out with Dan Cass and Claudia Chavez, and they are part of the BST. And this is the amazing thing. Like, we have friends around the world, you know, and the business that we are in, we can do it anywhere around the world. Like, you know, one of my dreams is to hop on a plane and say, Mindy, coffee, I'm coming, you know, and I know that when I come, I'm going to have a good time. Oh my God, I got so emotional just saying that. I don't know. What is it about you that every week that I talk to you, I get emotional? There is this unbelievable electricity across the oceans between us, like, seriously. It's also filled with joy because there's this amazing camaraderie and love and support with all of us. This is one of the most unreal communities.
It is.
You know, like all people want to belong. That's one of our, how you say, innate things.
Sure.
You know, we want to belong to something. You know, that's why people want to belong to families. And this is just a different family. And, you know, not to say that people don't get annoyed with each other. God, I hope you do, because there's no such thing as just simple. That would be boring, right? But the underlying thing, I think our values are all similar. You know, maybe the top 5, they move around, but I think they're all similar. We're all into connection and love and contribution and responsibility and growth and family and all that. So what I learned is to get organized, more organized. I was watching Dan, and like his clock, in the first 3 days, I lost my shit. I was just like, oh my God, I can't handle this. Like, you know, workout, coffee, fruit, this, and his alarm clock kept on going off. Oh my God, why is it going off now? He goes, I need to rewrite my goals. Oh my God. I'm like, you know, but the good thing was I was observing. And then, in a shower, I had to go in a shower, and his shower always looked so nice, but he had one of these, we call them squidgies, you know, to
oh yeah, okay,
clean the window. I think it's called a squidgy over here.
Yeah, squidgy.
And I said to him, is the squidgy in there to after the shower? He goes, yeah. So I go in the shower and I go, damn, I have to squidgy now. I wrote squidgy and I crack the shits and I can't handle this. Everything is on the clock. Like in the army. I'm thinking, I'm in the army. Well, let me tell you, by the end, I couldn't handle the whole thing. And I said to him, I go, why do you squidgy? He said, well, if you have a shower and there's soap left on the glass, that's how the glass starts to go all funny. He goes, but if you squidgy it off, he goes, all those particles are not stuck on. But one day I'm sitting there once I calm down and I squidged things down. I'm going, oh my God, everything was so neat. There was no marks. I'm going, oh, I get it. I got to go get a squidgy now. I'm going to do it in my bathroom because like the glass looks really yucky. And I'm always embarrassed when people come over. And, like I grew up with toilet has to be clean, sink has to be clean, bathtub has everything. So when I have people coming, I'm quickly wiping because even the chrome needs to shine. And but I started to observe. I thought, okay, get over yourself, Annie, because like I'm a real fluffer. So I take forever, and then I beat myself up. Does anybody relate? Listen.
Yeah.
I beat myself up, and I go, oh my God, I'm forever leaving mess on my desk to say I'm so busy. I have to put everything away. So there's lots of realizations, and he started doing a website for me. He said, right. He said, let's do a PERT chart for the website. And I go, oh, PERT chart for a website? Okay. So he wrote that. He goes, what? So here we are going for a walk. So, we're squeezing all this into the work and everything that we're doing. And he's got the kids and the guy is so organized. It's unreal. And as we're walking, he's got a pad in his hand and his pen. He goes, right, so what do we need for the website? And I go, well, I guess we need this. We need this. He goes, stop for a second. Yeah, okay, let's
While
keep
you're
going.
walking?
And he's writing it all down. I go, you're a freak, man. He goes, yeah. So anyway, he goes, right. So what's the first thing we need? What's the second? Da, da, da. What? How many days are you here? Da, 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 da. Got it all right. Created a website, a PERT chart in 10 minutes. And I went, oh, right. So now I got clarity. Right. He said, okay, here's the list. Go and do it. Okay. It was like, wow. So, and then we sat there and we did some work and we just sat in silence across each other. He's doing his thing. I'm doing my thing. And I thought, I'm loving this. I have to say it was actually nice to have someone to work with.
Yeah.
It's really, really, really nice. So it made me think, excuse me, when I go back, I caught up with a friend for coffee this morning. So we do 8 o'clock breakfast. So we start work at 9. And I was talking to him and he networks a lot. And then we talked about this workplace, shared workplace places.
Yeah,
and
like
sorry?
Like WeWork.
Yeah, and a hub and those kind of things. So he said to me, because he has shares in a really big one here called Watermark. And he said, why don't you just get a monthly, just a shared space that you can come in a couple of weeks and just sit here amongst people. You get to know people, you get to network. And I'm actually really considering it. It gets me out of the house because I'm always here. And I think it would be great to get out and like meet people and put myself out there even more.
Yeah.
And I think this is a thing for me now. Go to the Chamber of Commerce in my local area, and there's like a networking business group, small business group here, and I've been to one of their meetings, which is good. So it was really cool to watch how somebody else works who's like the complete opposite to me.
Yeah, wow.
Very, very organized. The great thing is that he kind of lit a fire under my bum, right? But I also, what I said to him, I said, when you rewrite your goals, how long do you take? He goes, a couple of minutes, I'm done. I said, so how much do you connect to your goals when you rewrite them? And he kind of looked at me and I said, if you're going to do something, then you've got to do it in a way that it actually, you really connect to it. It's not just a job. It's something that you want to connect to. So it was so good between us because he made me kind of, let's say, invigorated me, even though like I'm always on, but differently. And he kind of went, So he said, okay, I calmed him down a little bit to actually really connect to what he's doing.
Nice.
So it was really, really good. So now the proof is going to be in the pudding next week. because I've got clients and stuff happening tomorrow and all of that, and then the weekend. So I've got things to do. I actually have a list to do.
Yeah.
Next week is going to be on. And guess what? Today I hired my son.
Okay.
And he's staying with me next week. So he still likes to do the 1 week on, 1 week off, even though he's 18 now. And he's coming over next week. And I said, how would you feel about working for me next week? Wow. And I've got 15,000 emails and I need to start to go through, but I'd rather get him to do it. Nice. And I carry on doing my own thing. Nice. And he can clean that out and do a bit of admin for me. And I need him to type up some stuff. And he said, okay, Mom. I said,
no, but then beautiful.
And I know. I said, I'd rather pay you and then you can put some money in a bank. And I said, how about you put half in a bank, you keep half and you do what you want. He goes, how about I put 3/4 in a bank? And I said, oh, you're talking music to my ears, right?
Wow.
So, and I said, you got to get up in the morning, have the shower, get ready, and be at work by 9 o'clock.
Nice.
Like, okay, Mom. So it's going to be really, I'm very excited about next week.
Wow.
I still want him to go get a job somewhere else, find a job. But in the meantime, he can make a bit of money.
Sure. You can use the help. I have my daughter works for me. She's been working for me for a little over a year. She's 23. And it's just like it's a joy. First of all, she works and she helps. I mean, she has a job. She's in charge of customer relations and she has a job and it's defined what she has to do and she has responsibility. But she's learning so much about running a business and she's learning so much about money because she hears me talking all the time to my clients and she has to talk to clients and she comes to all of my seminars and my workshops. So she's learning so much about, and interacting with people. Like she was from school, she went into the Army, and she never had to, as an adult, really interact and ask people questions or come from a place of authority because she was always like, the student, the kid. And now she is working on her communication with people. I hear her talking with clients on the phone, and I just get so proud to hear she's so grown up and she's saying smart things and she has so much confidence now. I mean, when someone else works for you, it's really great, right? Great, they work for you and you can be objective about what they're doing. But when your kid does it, it's like such a joy just to see her work. It's a joy for me to work with her and see how she grows. And I celebrate her wins and she celebrates my wins. And it's my daughter, and it's really it's cool. So I'm sure that you're going to love working with your son. I think family businesses are a blessing because we're like, especially me, we're so busy. So it gives also more time to be together even though you're working on work, it doesn't matter as long as you're together and you laugh about things and you share things together. It's nice.
But check this out. I have to show you something. This is my vision board.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Look at that in a corner.
That's you and your son, Julian.
And look what the words say.
I can't see. Success now, love, huge win. What?
And next to his head.
A family affair.
So, I don't want to force him to do this. If he wants to go get a job somewhere else, that's fine. But if I can just start him up so he can get a bit of a momentum, get dressed, have a shower, have breakfast, get dressed and be in the office, and at the same time, like I've got Matt Newton's notebooks and I kept on, and they need to be typed up because I want to use them for some content. There's some stuff in there that is I want to bring into the relationship coaching because I remember there's some really good stuff in there for relationship coaching. But I don't know where they are. I've got 6 notebooks. Yeah. And I thought, do I pack them up and send them off to the Philippines or do I hire somebody else? And I go, no, I'll give it to my son. Can you imagine? He's going to read those things, type them up and learn.
Sure. Wow.
He's my legacy, and he's already so switched on with this stuff, I'm thinking, okay, yeah,
Nice.
that's what I'm going to do, for as long as he is happy to do it. I'm happy to, to pay him. My only thing at the moment is thinking whether I employ him or I just pay him cash. So I'm not sure how that works from I don't know. I'm not really know how to do that, but that's something we need to work out and figure out. But even if he does a couple of hours here, there, some pocket money or whatever it is.
That is nice. I would say, just me, and you touched on one of my buttons, as someone who works as a financial coach, I would say the more transparency you have, the better it is. It should be documented. It should be legal for him also, because he has to manage his money. He'll have to manage his income at some point. So let it be official. He won't make enough money to pay taxes on it. You don't have to employ him as an employee where there's social benefits, but he can be like my daughter. She's a subcontractor. She has her own little, she does her accounting, and she has an accountant just like me, because she has her own business, and she learned to manage her money. Matter of fact, she yesterday, she had this big discussion with me about all of the money that she had saved and she had got in, and she made this big calculation of how much money she has, and she has quite a bit of money. And she's, Mom, I got to invest it. Why? What do you help me? I need to invest it. Let's look. Let's see what we can do. It's just sitting there. Come on. She sees what's going on. She's part of this world, cash flow and waking your financial genius, that she's really super motivated to do something. So it should be official, in my opinion.
Well, I consider that I actually don't know how to do that. So I don't know whether I need to call my accountant so he can advise me, or because I've got we have here, like an ABN number, which is if you are a business, you have an ABN number. So I don't know whether I register him as a sole trader and he starts contracting.
Yeah, that's what I did with my daughter. But find out from your accountant, find out the local things to do, what the law is, and what's one of the things good about an accountant is the job of an accountant is to reduce taxes. Look at your numbers and help you find a way to legally, if everything is legally reduce your tax burden. So he should start doing that now. Taxes are our biggest expense, so it's good to go to a professional to find out how we can reduce that big expense, just like we would try to reduce our telephone bill or our cable bill or our insurance bill.
I think that's a good one. I'll make a note.
Yeah.
Thank you. Because I want him to start up, like almost like being a contractor. So if he wants to go work for somebody else, he still needs to register a tax number and all that kind of stuff, because he's 18. So if he gets a job, he has to have a tax number. So
it's so great when you can be part of your child's growing up. I started working when I was 16, and and it was outside of the house, outside of the family. Even the things I learned from the work, my parents and my sisters have no idea. But in a family business, there's something about it that I think is really, it's another thing you can do together. It's another place that you can grow together. It's not just, business isn't, in my opinion, just the numbers. It's not, I don't work hard. My business is a lot of, excitement. There's a lot of excitement, a lot of skills you learn in business. And it's fun to be able to share that with a young person from the get-go, from the start, about business, and not that, I'm in the world now of Kiyosaki, so the rich don't work for money, and we don't want to work hard. So work for other things, work for getting social skills, work for learning how to deal with people, look for learning how to sell. Rich people work to learn, and then the money they get while they're learning, they invest. And that's what my 23-year-old wants to do. Oh, God, such joy.
Well, I told you last week how I think I did. I'm sure I did. How I went to that exclusive car yard and I saw the Bentley.
Yeah, beautiful.
So it's almost like, I don't know if I really like. Look, if somebody would give me the Bentley, I wouldn't say no. But right now, I don't need a new car. It's just the whole concept of something driving you to get to a level that you can do that. And it's funny because today I went and I had what we call a tune up, because a bodily tune up, because you tune up the class. But I had a tune up because I've done 100 Ks in 21 days.
Oh my goodness.
I've never done this before.
Wow.
And as I'm training for Kilimanjaro, I also did this virtual race with my sister. There's this Singaporean group called 42race.com, and they do virtual races and they give you medals for every month. So you got to do a certain amount of kilometers in 21 days. So it's like 5, 10, 20, 50, and 100. So I've done 50 already. And then I just went, well, I have to still keep going. So I did this huge walk with Dan. And then we went out dancing. And I'll tell you what, I have never, ever measured how much you do when you dance. So we did salsa and we danced and we did 19 kilometers in 3 hours. I am not kidding you.
Oh my
I had my phone, so I've got my app. Yeah. So I actually put a bum bag. I've got a very flat one, and I put it around me. And then I just had this flowy top, and I put my phone in there and turned on Strava. Yeah. Because it measures your movements.
Sure.
So us moving up and down, dancing, twirling around, doing all the steps and all of that. And I was sweating like there was no tomorrow.
Wow.
And I had a look and I said to Dan, do you know I did 19 kilometers in 3 hours?
Oh my God. Oh my God. That's a big workout.
Do you know I go dancing and I dance for 5 to 6 hours almost non-stop.
Wow.
When I go disco dancing, right?
Wow.
So, and I move a lot. I don't just stand in one spot. I actually twirl and move and hands and, and I just think, oh my God. Wow. No wonder when I was younger, when I was in my early 20s, I used to dance in nightclubs. I used to be a dancer,
a freestyle dancer. Wow.
Yeah. I used to be a freestyle dancer in 2 R&B clubs.
Wow. Very cool.
Yeah, it was good times. It was really good times. But I tell you, I was so fit. So I used to go to work about 9:30, 10 o'clock, and I wouldn't finish until 7.
Yeah, wow.
So we would have sets, but between the sets, we would keep dancing.
Really? Wow, wow. What energy. Shoo.
At the age of 24, like, oh my God, that was 30 years ago. I can't get over. I'm going to be 54 in like 3 weeks or 2 weeks. And I was thinking 30 years ago, oh my God, I used to just dance and dance and dance. And back then it's like they would pay you cash, and that back then $80 was like a lot years ago, right? And then they would give you drink cards, and it's like everybody knew you were the dancers.
Nice.
And you would go, it was an ego trip because everybody was going, and all the boys were like, you're so cute.
And they're still going like that when they see you.
I don't know if they got that, but So it was really cool. So it's just amazing, fitness. I was just thinking today as I was buying all my food, all my greens, and that's another thing that I said to Dan, because Dan is very fit and he's got a really amazing physique. And I said to him, how do you keep it like that? I said, do you go to the gym? He goes, no. He goes, I do the 7-minute workout, Mac Newton 7-minute workout in the morning, and then he eats well. And
really?
He does
wow.
stretching and a bit of yoga and a bit of walking. That's pretty much it.
Wow.
But the way he eats. So we were eating raw carrots, and he would just cut up a pile of fruit, and we just have a pile of fruit and stand there eating fruit and talking and just filling ourselves up, and then a bit of nuts, and then we had some chickpeas and the lentils, and then we would have maybe another coffee. And at night he goes, okay, let's have a wine. And I go, I'm allowed to have wine? So we would have a wine, but we were busy all day. We did our walks, we did our eating well, and I came back and I'm just like feeling really, really good,
Oh,
really
that's
healthy.
so great.
And I arrived back in my flight got cancelled.
Oh,
So I had to go back to Dan's place,
really?
sleep the
Wow.
following day go. So I get home about 6 o'clock in the evening and I go, oh my God, I've got 9 more kilometers and I would hit the 100K. And I went, you know what? I'm going to go and I'm going to do it. Because on the medal, on the back, they put down how much you did. And I
Yeah.
thought, they would give me the 50. They're not going to put, there's either 50 or 100. And I said, well, what do I want on that medal? 50 or 100? And I went, okay, I'm going to get the 100. So I went out. Oh, Mindy, the last 2 kilometers did my head in.
Wow.
I was just like, how much longer? How much longer? How much longer? And it reminded me of Mount Kilimanjaro when I had like about that much of a distance. And I was looking at it, I said, no more. I don't want to go anymore. I was that far from Stella Point. I could see it.
Same place.
Do you know?
Looking up there, how much longer? I don't want to go and sit down. No, I'm not moving in feet. I'm not going. I'm not going.
Did you do that? You did too.
Yeah, how much longer?
It must be this particular zone. And then Godlove, who was my guide, he looked at me and I tell you what, he stepped into this, I don't know who this guy was. He said to me, drink. And he gives me the drink and I looked at him and I go, I'm not saying another word. Walk. So I do 1 more step, 2 more steps, eat. So he gives me the chocolate or whatever I had. I took a bite, ready, walk. He goes, I'm getting you up there. You're not stopping.
Wow.
I don't want to go anymore. I'm hurting. I can't breathe. Drink. Okay. and he got me to the top. Oh, I tell you, the mindset, wow, your mind is really playing. And I'm going, why am I doing this? Why in the world? I never thought about coming to Africa. I never thought about climbing mountains. I'm a beach girl. I like to just sit there in the sand and feel the water over me. Who in the world made me do this? Oh, I was just flying. Because I mean, also with the altitude, right? You lose a little bit of your smarts. Oh, goodness me. So I was like, wow. Oh, I can't wait to go back.
Yeah.
I can't
Well, come back to this. You got your 9 kilometers to go. Yesterday was the 21st day. It was like
and
deadline.
I had like 2Ks to go, and I'm going, I don't have no God love to tell me to keep going. So then I did. So then I did, and my phone was running out of the music, not the
battery.
I thought if it dies, I won't know where I'm at. My he things are going beep beep. I'm going, please don't die on me now because I need you guys with me right now. And as I hit I needed to do 8.74, right? I hit 8.8. I went, that's it. I'm going home now. I did it. Yay. Oh my God. It was such an amazing thing to just do it. 100 Ks. Well, today I got up. I could not feel my hips. So I went to my chiro. He goes, oh yeah. He goes, tune-up time.
Yeah.
And he put needles into me. I was really, really hurting. But tell you what, he gave me this unbelievable stretch. Unbelievable. And I've been doing it, and it really helps, for people. Do you ever have pain at the front of your hips?
No. I get pain in my calves. That's my place, the front of my calves.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get club leg.
Your shins.
My shins, yeah.
Shins, yeah. Well, I have a lot of pain in my hips, and I find it hard. And he said, so when you walk long distances, he goes, do you start to lean over? And I go, yeah, I do. He said, okay, I'm going to give you 2 stretches. And he goes, you do them as you walk, but you have to do them for 1 minute each. Do you know how long 1 minute is when you have to do a stretch? like I think 10 seconds and you're done. 1 minute, the pain kicks in, but when you're done, the way how it's stretched out that front part, whoa. So good, learned something today.
Yeah, so do a video for us on your stretch. Put it in the chat here underneath so we can see what that stretch looks like. It's so good.
Okay. Okay, I will. I've never done it's quite weird, it's just a particular position, but it's
Yeah.
quite weird. So you want me to put it into this chat for this
Yeah.
video?
Yeah. Put it in the chat. If it doesn't go in the chat, just put it in a post in the Annie and Mindy show on Facebook. Let's see what that looks
Okay.
like, lady.
Okay, I will. But it's really, really good. So for anybody who's walking, this is really great. So
Excellent.
I tell you what, this systemizing, I'm kind of liking it. I'm really liking it. The discipline is the challenge.
Yeah, sure.
I like the systems. Now it's a matter of really disciplining myself. And you know how we talked about working harder? Well, I'm happy to work hard, but I want to work smarter. And learning all these systems from everybody is like really, really cool. Like really, really cool. So yeah.
Great. Wow, what a great call, Annie. Thank you so much.
Oh, we're there. Oh, we've gone over again.
Gone over. You and I, we could talk forever. So many stories.
I always feel like I'm the one talking.
Not at all, sweetie. Not
No,
at all. I think it's a good mix. A good mix. I hope that everybody enjoyed our call today. I don't even know what we spoke about, but I'm feeling really, really great. So I hope you are also. And we
talked about being busy, working harder, working smarter, getting organized, and yeah, and
having a real good time.
And yeah, and drawing on your community.
Yeah.
Thanks. Awesome. So this is bye from Annie.
Bye bye. See you next.
And I'll see you next week.